I'll tell you what, guys, if I'm a TV network, I want a refund from the NFL for these lousy matchups that we're being forced to suffer through and endure on Thursday and Monday nights. I mean, last Thursday, another bad matchup, Seattle and Philly. Tonight, you've got Philadelphia and Cleveland. Then how about these Monday night games here of late? I mean, last week, San Diego and Jacksonville. Next week, we've got Seattle again taking on St. Louis. Thank goodness the Sunday night games have been such great ones here for the most part this entire season. But the bottom line is this, guys. No matter how bad the matchup, it is always a 50-50 proposition. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, somebody's going to cover and make you money, somebody's going to fail to cover and cost you money. That's the most amazing thing in all my years doing this. I'm so perplexed when I hear people say, oh, it's a lousy game, you can't bet on it. Oh, really? Why? Are the odds worse than 50-50 on a lousy matchup than they are on a marquee game? In fact, the marquee games are the harder ones to win. That's when the lines are always sharpest. Now, true, you've got a nationally televised game, the only one in town in the NFL tonight, so the line is going to be sharp naturally there too. But it makes no difference whether or not it is a good matchup or a bad matchup. In Vegas, it's still the same 50-50 proposition. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and this, of course, is going to be your Thursday video report. I've got a money-saving discount coupon code coming your way in just a moment, plus a free pick again in college basketball as well. Now, listen, I've got to be honest with you. I decided to go ahead and do a special Thursday night edition of the Countdown to Kickoff show. Myself and Steve Budin, we, of course, do the Sunday show as well, breaking down the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game, giving you a free selection on the game. Personally, I would not bet on this game if you paid me. Not for any other reason than this. Do you see how hot I am in college basketball? I mean, I love one game in college basketball tonight. Why do I not want to bet college basketball instead of the NFL? Because again, and this is the other misconception I think out there among gamblers, it makes no difference whether you're betting college basketball or the NFL marquee game on national TV. You win, it pays the same. Football or basketball, you lose. It costs you the same in football or basketball. So why not go where I've had just such tremendous success? That's not to say I haven't had one hell of an NFL and college football season, which you know, if you followed me over the past 5.5 months, it has been a great season. But right now, I promised you all along that you would make money in college basketball. The opening month of the season, because it's the only time you have the advantage over the odds makers. Every season, no matter the sport, you have the advantage the first couple of weeks. But in college basketball, it's more so the first month, just like in the NFL preseason, guys. And I've proven my point. 9-1 start with college basketball releases so far, including a perfect 5-0 with those 15 dime plays, which are really my bread and butter plays when you consider that 99% of my releases are rated between 5 and 15 dimes. Last night, another 15 dime winner, Wichita State, getting the job done against Tulsa on the road. I told you Wichita State would win that game by 9. Oops, they won by 10, easily covering the 3 to 3.5 point spread. That was on the heels of going with Missouri over Villanova on Tuesday night, another 15 dime play. Listen, guys, the reason that you can get my free pick on Pittsburgh and Cleveland, my thoughts on that game, and by the way, just look over here. Yeah, oh, well, not right now because, you know, I'm doing the report, but when I'm done, look over there. You'll see the Sunday preview show for the Countdown to Kickoff, but it's really the Thursday night edition. So click on that and you can get my breakdown of the game. And I'm going to still give you a free pick in college basketball in a minute. But I think the single strongest best bet on the board tonight is another 15 dime play in college basketball. My opening rivalry game of the year selection between West Virginia and Kansas State. And you're going, well, where the hell's the rivalry between West Virginia and Kansas State? Remember, guys, Bob Huggins spent one season in Manhattan taking care of the Kansas State program back in 2007 before bolting to the Big East and West Virginia. And he turned the program over to his close friend and his assistant coach at the time, Frank Martin, who has only gone 100 wins and 43 losses since taking over the program. Well, Kansas State tonight is taking on West Virginia in a game being played in Wichita, the Wildcats Classic. And keep in mind, not only is this Huggins return to take on Kansas State, and you know, Wichita's about a 2-hour drive most, you know, from I should know actually because I got one hell of a bad speeding ticket there about 8 years ago right there going by Manhattan, Kansas. Guy stopped me and he said, "Do you know how fast you're going?" And my glib response was, "Fast enough that you would pull me over." He had no sense of humor. But hey, I was only going 94 and there was nobody else on the road. So anyway, do you know how expensive that ticket was? Oh my God, $287. That was one of the worst ones I've ever gotten. But anyway, back to college basketball. Also going to become a rivalry because, remember, West Virginia bolting the Big East and soon to be a member of the Big 12 when they get all the litigation out of the way. So that is going to be my play tonight. Again, 9-1 in college basketball so far this season, including a perfect 5-0 with those 15-dime plays and those 15-dime releases. 28-14 with those plays going back in football, college and pro, and in basketball since the beginning of the NFL preseason back in early August. 22 out of 31 winning days as well. That is my best bet on tonight's board. And FYI, I've been mentioning this past couple of days, there have been a slew of hot handicappers here at the site in college basketball. Jeff Benton, 10-0-1 start in college basketball. Last night, 20-dime winner, number 18 out of 24. Winner on Arizona, getting the cover against Florida. Scott Delaney, his overall basketball record in college basketball so far, 16-4, including 8-1 with best bets. Also, congratulations going out to Dom Chambers, a guy. Well, what have I won? 22 out of 31 days. He has won 20 out of 30 days, so I'm a step ahead of you, Dom. Take that. And last night, he had 30-dime winner number 16 out of 21, cashing in with St. Bonaventure. Of course, last Thursday, he had a 30-dime play with the Seattle Seahawks outright over Philadelphia. 20 out of 30 winning days, and in that stretch, a $10 better has won $6,070. Now, your money-saving discount coupon code, guys, tonight is going to be WINTER14. WINTER14, WINTER, and the number 14, winner 14. Put it together, no space between the word or the number. That'll save you $14 off of any single purchase you make today. You don't necessarily have to buy my latest college basketball winner. You can use it to buy somebody's football play as well tonight. As I said, my thoughts on the game, a game that I would not bet if you paid me personally. I don't like the game. Over there on the Countdown to Kickoff show. Last night took a split with the free selections, hitting with Duke, losing with Toledo. I had to remember. Tonight, I'm going to go with Providence. I used Providence in most recently against... who was it? Against South Carolina about a week and a half ago, and they won outright in Columbia. They just pummeled Brown 80-49 as an 11.5-point chalk on Monday. They're laying big points against Boston College tonight, and on the surface you would say, hey, this is a regional rivalry, Boston College, from the ACC, blah, blah, blah. But this Boston College team is bad, guys. I mean, really bad. There's a reason that Providence is favored by 13.5 points in this contest. So, they beat Brown. They won 76-67 at South Carolina as a 6.5-point road dog. They've won 3 straight to improve to 7-2 on the season. The Friars' only loss is nothing to be embarrassed about, coming on the road to Iowa State and Northern Iowa. Meanwhile, this Boston College team just lost to Boston University. Yes, they lost to Boston University by 14 points on Saturday. They're 2-6 on the season. They started the season by beating that noted basketball powerhouse New Hampshire by 3 points at home. Their only other win was out in the Classic 76 preseason tournament over Thanksgiving in Anaheim, California, when they managed to slip by Cal Riverside by 4 points in overtime. Otherwise, they've lost to New Mexico by 18 points, to Penn State. Not a good team this year. By 8 points. They lost to Holy Cross. Holy Cross beat them by 22 points at home. And Massachusetts just ate them up every which way but Sunday. 82-46. St. Louis also beat them by 11. Providence held Brown to 29.1% shooting in that blowout win the other night. The problem with Boston College is a very young team. A total of 11 freshmen and sophomores comprising this team, majority of them seeing action. So that's why I will go with Providence tonight and lay the points in this one. Good luck, everybody, and I will catch you again on Friday.